Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. So today's video is the first personal video that I'm going to do, and we have a lot to talk about, but I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of update. So I moved from Paris to Antwerp, and I'm not moving anymore, okay? Antwerp it is, Antwerp it is. Yeah, I also wanted to tell you guys about my business. So I already talked to you about it during my vlog in Florence. And the thing is, the website is ready. I have my little card. The podcast is ready. The only thing is that my selfie book, I ordered 2 samples. The first one being this. The thing is, they leave the barcode on it. So that's why I ordered a second sample that I received last week. It arrived damaged. So I'm going to try another company, and if it doesn't suit me or if I'm not satisfied with it, I'm just going to launch my podcast. But I would like to try again to find another company for my selfie book. So yeah, that's the reason why I haven't launched my website already. I didn't forget about the link. I didn't forget about my website. The website is ready. I really took the time to really do something great. So I'm really happy with it. But again, I wanted to, launch a product with it, a physical product, because the other one is digital. It's a podcast. So yeah. And the last thing I wanted to say, guys, is I think that some of you have noticed that I'm always wearing something when I have this wig on. So yeah, the lace isn't great at all, which is why I ordered on Amazon everything I needed to wear my 4C hair. Only reason why I chose Elfin hair was because it's one of the company I never saw anybody do a bad review about. Well, there you go. It's not a review, but there you go. We don't have to, yeah. The lace isn't great. It's supposed to be HD, and it's not. When the hairstylist did the knots were still showing. The quality, fluidity of the hair is there, but it's not the same texture as my post on IG. Even the time I watched it for the first time, I saw that the end were kind of dry, which was surprising to me because I didn't do anything much to it. It just was a different texture, and gradually the whole wig became the whole texture, which wasn't the texture you saw at the beginning of me receiving the hair. So anyway, I'm just telling you that it's the reason for me having this on, which is kind of cute. I kind of like it. So let's get down to it. I have my iPad, every note's on Notion, and we're going to talk about it. Disclaimer, this is not a pity party video. I'm not into pity partying, I guess. So it's just me telling you more about me, the goal that it will inspire some people, it will help some people, but it is no pity party. Like, if you didn't like me before and you're watching this video, you can continue not liking me. It's not part of the things that contribute to my insomnia. So yeah. The second disclaimer I wanted to make is that a lot of people bring my trauma in their blah blah or whatever, and to me it's always funny because I'm like, but nobody was talking about my trauma when I was shaking it and bouncing it. You just want to bring up my trauma when it suits your narrative. You don't understand me or whatever. I'm just an introvert extrovert, and a lot of people have seen my extrovert side, and those last few years is more my introvert side on the front. But introvert extrovert, but the same thing. So yeah, let's start, because this video is going to be long as fuck. So get comfortable, take a cup of tea, order some meal or cook your meal, because it's a moment between us, guys. It's a moment between us. And I have seen that a lot of you are fucking with my vibes, but you're not subscribed. So what's up with that? No, just kidding. But subscribe, like, be part of the muscle. Will help the channel to grow, and some brands are starting to contact me to do collaboration. For example, this top is from YesStyle, so thank you YesStyle for this collaboration. The next video will be a haul from this brand. Subscribe, like this video, build the thing, Everything happens because people in my foster care home in one of my first okay home stole my camera. One thing you have to know about me is that I have ADHD. I have a hard time focusing. It just takes me more time because I'm always doing a lot of things at the same time. Because of that, I used to lose things a lot, forget things a lot, forget birthdays, lose phones. I had sometimes to buy 2 phones a year or so. ADHD was, still is, but it was worse before. Really hard for me. I'll make a IGTV about it because I feel like it's important to talk about those kind of things. But in top of that, I had a lot of things stolen from me. In that case, I had received for my birthday, I think I was 13, 14, a PSP and a camera. And I went away to my family, maybe for a week, holiday. I had put a locker on my wardrobe. When I came back and I saw that my locker was still on the wardrobe, I was like, yes, yes. But what they had done was to destroy the metal, I guess I'd say connection. Instead of just, breaking the locker and doing this, they broke the connection, metal connection, and did this to access my wardrobe. And I had hidden my camera between clothes. I was really angry, guys. Not only they had stolen my camera, but also one day I woke up and I wanted to use my PSP. And when I turned it on, I saw that they had stolen the memory card of it. That morning, I was like, yeah, but then take the PSP. Then take the PSP then. Also, I had a pair of Converse, and what they did was to throw away one shoe of the Converse. I have a genetic thing with my feet, which is that everybody's feet is like this. Mine is like this. There is a little, I'll say, bubble, and then my toes goes like this. It's called Alice Vagus. And so I had things in my shoes to, prevent my toes to go further away. It was really annoying. And I guess that everything has built up on me, the kind of anger. More things also happened, but all of that just made me so angry. Honestly, I think it was the first time for me to be that angry. So what I did, I waited for the cooker to cook, and she was always taking her knife in the educator office. At some point she went for a cigarette or to go to the toilet, and I took a large knife. I decided to hid it in my Converse box. Anybody that come into my room to do some robbery shit is going to get it. Like, I was mad at that point. I wasn't sleeping over it. I had, high blood pressure over it. Like, I was really mad about it. Plus, the staff, basically, they told me, yeah, we're going to look for it when everybody's at school. But if we don't find it, we don't find it. So they did, and they didn't find anything. Since I had encountered similar situation, where staff of the facility would say either the property reappears, either we take a little amount of everybody's pocket money to give to the person who had their property stolen from them. So yeah, it wasn't really the case, and basically they were like, fuck you, fuck your camera, we don't give a fuck. One day I came back from school, me in the office, and basically showed me my Converse box with the knife in it, and were like, what's up with that? Like, why do you have a large knife in your room hidden in a shoebox? So randomly you decided to go into my room and open a shoebox, a Converse box, like out of the blue. You just decided, like, woo, epiphany. What a coincidence. They told me you have to go to a mental section of a hospital for people to analyze you and see if you're a danger for yourself or for the others. It wasn't like me going to everybody with the knife on the throat saying, did you take my camera? I want my camera. It was just me feeling so unsafe about my stuff that, I took the knife. I'm not saying it was the good thing to do, but that was my reaction. So I went to the mental section of an hospital. I'll say Asylum for the sake of the video. To the Asylum, and after 2 weeks they released me, and basically I had a few sessions with the psycho team, and they said that you're not a threat to yourself, to other people, so we don't have any reason to keep you. Moving forward, at some point I was with a man. I talked about it in a caption of one of my reels. I'm going to talk about it even though I'm going to make a whole video about him and that relationship. So this man and I were watching TV and cooking at the same time, and I got up, went into the kitchen, and I was wearing chemise de nuit, no underwear because we were having fun that day, I'll say it like that. As I was checking for the food, he came and waited for us to be face to face to direct this part of the lighter towards my clitoris. He did this violently. So when he did that, I went through so many emotions, actually, so many emotions at the same time. Like, I felt attacked. Obviously, I was attacked, but I felt attacked. I felt hurt, you know, for my boyfriend to do that. I guess anybody that went through an abusive relationship would know what I'm talking about. But the first time somebody you are intimate with, or somebody, you know, you are building a relationship with, doing that type of things, there is this, you know, an expectation, actually, this surprise, you know, like this whole thing where you're like, what the fuck just happened? It's a shock for somebody you trust, somebody you're intimate with, to do that. I mean, I don't know if I explained the feeling well, but yeah, to me it was just like a shock. And my reflex, as I feel attacked, was to punch him. I punched him several times in the chest, and his reaction was to say, are you crazy? Why would you do that? I can't breathe, whatever, you're so paranoid, you're so twisted, you always think that everybody's coming after you, you always think that everybody wants to hurt you. I didn't make it on purpose, like, you're so paranoid, you're so crazy, and so on and so on. And the dynamic of the relationship had went to something else. I will talk about it in the video for it, but the dynamic at that moment was him telling me all the time that I was crazy, paranoid, twisted, and whatever. And also he was using spirituality to justify the fact that he was not doing things on purpose, meaning that he was always, and at that time he said, I'm all about crystals, energy. How can you think that I will do something like that? We always take the bath sun together on the roof. So that's the only thing I'm going to say about this relationship. I'll make a whole video about it. But the whole relationship left me emotionally scarred. And it was also during that relationship that I started to have mental health issues. Basically, I'm going to explain to you one thing that happened. I couldn't sleep. You know, I had a few days in a row during which I couldn't sleep at all. And one night I was trying to sleep in my bed. I tried then to sleep on the floor, and I tried on the two sofas that I had in my living room, on my living room's floor, my kitchen's floor, and I tried in the toilets in like fetus position. And you might think like it's a little bit extreme just to sleep, but it wasn't just me not sleeping. It would have been too easy. It was also because my brain was capturing sound too loudly. That's the only way I can put it, actually. To make it short, I was hearing things loudly in my head, and me trying to sleep in my toilet was just like because I felt like, you know, those voices knew where I was all the time, and we're talking all the time about this, about that, and I just wanted to be like, I don't know, I just wanted to be, you know, in a safe place, I guess. I didn't feel safe anymore in my own home, in my own apartment. After the toilet, I was on the second floor. I went on to the third floor. Nobody was living there. Sometimes we were going to the roof, and so I knew that I could go there and that nobody was there. So I started to try to sleep in a seated position with my bed cover, and, you know, having this whole anxiety. And I started to hear my landlord with somebody else going into my apartment, talking about that they have to find me, that you know, they have called the ambulance for me to be taken away and to go to the hospital. And at some point, you know, I just thought to myself like, Marie, you're losing your mind actually, so maybe it's a good thing for you to be taken away because you're hearing things, you can't sleep, you have eczema, and I already told you that my eczema used to be very bad. Like my face will take volume and I will have pimples all over my face, like people wouldn't even recognize me. I remember it went to the point where I was going out during winter and will cover all of this, and all of this you will just see my eyes, but even with my eyes, the volume that it will take will be like honestly out of proportion. So yeah, I was just thinking that to myself, so I decided to, you know, go back to my apartment and go with the ambulance, because also I was hearing the ambulance ringtone, whatever the word. I was coming down from the 3rd floor. I was still hearing things, and you know, still hearing my landlord talking about it, and you know, somebody else. At the moment I was in front of the door of my apartment, I had an emotional shock, like really hard emotional shock, because I opened the door and nobody was there. And the thing is that as soon as I opened the door, the voices stopped. So at that point, I really started to cry, like a despair cry or something, because on the 3rd floor, I was thinking to myself, girl, you have lost your mind. You have lost your mind. But when I realized that all the noises and the talking was in my head, and entered my apartment and saw that nobody was there, then I was like, no, you need to go to the hospital, because this is no. So my sister is not my blood related sister, but we have considered each other as sisters since we were 10. And a friend drove me to the hospital, and I was diagnosed with delirium from trauma due to the relationship. The whole thing was the beginning of a roller coaster, I guess I could say it like that. I had found a great apartment for a friend and myself. Next personal video will be friendship, haters, and the embarrassment. So I will talk about all the friendships and the crispy talk, you know. Make sure to like this video and make sure to subscribe. Okay. Yeah, I had found a great apartment for us in a hipster chic area of Brussels. Found the apartment. She had found for us an opportunity to work at H&M. So, you know, everything was supposed to be smoother than butter, but it wasn't smoother than butter at all. And she knew, of course, about my condition. I'm not putting any blame on her for that. She has her own blames that we will talk about, but that's not part of it, like, at all. Like, it's something really hard. But she knew about it, and she comforted me into, you know, the fact of living together, because she grew up with her mother dealing with that type of mental illness. But the only thing was that her mother condition was permanent, and mine was temporary, because it would go up and it will go down, and sometimes it would disappear for a few days, you know. But so she was like, don't worry, we'll get through it together, it's okay, it's fine. Again, not putting everything on her, because it still was my issue. Mind you, we only stayed for 2 months in that apartment, but so many things happened. So basically, for like a few weeks or maybe a few days, and I'm going to ask you your opinion about it. She asked me about one of her friends at our apartment, and I didn't really like her friend, but since, you know, she's my friend and that's her friend, and she's in a situation where she's working but she didn't find an apartment in time for her, or whatever her situation was, she needs to crash. So I was like, okay, fine, no problem. Even though we didn't know for how long she was going to crash, because she was working, but maybe she had lost her warranty or whatever. So yeah, she was crashing, but there is no, you know, date of moving out planned. It wasn't like I'm going to stay 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. It was just like I'm going to crash because I'm having a situation. And the thing is, guys, like, she moved in, and you know, A few days after, I thought to myself, talked about it to my roommate and said, wouldn't it be great for your friend to pay 350 euro so that we all put more money aside, because as I said, we were about to start at H&M, and she was already working as a chef in a restaurant of gastronomy. When I said that, I never thought that it would be a problem, and also I never thought that it would be something that, you know, she would use the friend as, you know, something to hold a grudge over me, which she did. But to me, I didn't understand, because, you know, I'm asking, but if you say yes, cool. If you say no and I'm not insisting, what's the matter? You know, like, it wasn't like I was like, yeah, she's staying and she needs to pay. We are in a great apartment in a chic hipster area of Brussels. We're not even 10 minutes from the center. She needs to pay, whatever. I wasn't calling people saying, you know, this bitch, she doesn't want to do blah, 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 blah. I wasn't doing that at all. They just made me understand that it was a no, and I let it go. But me just asking was a whole new level of bullshit. Like, honestly, to the point where, for whatever situation, I had to wait for them to come home, because I had to open the door for them. And and they came maybe a little bit later than they said they would, which was fine, no problem at all. Already had my insomnia, was sleepy, whatever, and I didn't open the door directly. As soon as they rang the door, the moment I opened the door for them, I went back into my room. When they came up, it was past midnight during the week. They were laughing, making noise, whatever, and I came out of my room and said, guys, could you go into her room, because I really can't sleep, I really need to sleep. And they were like, yeah, whatever, like a little bit of attitude, but honestly, I just wanted to sleep. So I went back into my room, and as soon as my body, my epiderm, touched my bed, they were making more noise than before. They were louder. I came back again out of my room, put my hand on the turn light, turn off button, we're going to call it like that, and said, guys, I really can sleep. Like, honestly, you really need to go in a room. I really can sleep. And to me, it was strange, because they both would see me not sleeping. They both would see me, you know, my face taking volume, pimples, whatever, my eczema due to the lack of sleep and whatever. So yeah, would see that. But yeah, that night, my roommates were like, why are you doing this? We're not doing anything wrong and whatever. She was saying that, my roommate. And at the same time, her friend was also talking shit. But basically, they were talking shit at the same time, being loud, whatever. And I was just like, I just asked you nicely, like normally, like honestly, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. If I'm checking somebody, I will check somebody and I will tell you that I checked the person. It wasn't that at all. I just asked if they could go into her room. And at some point, her friend said, why didn't you open the door directly? You didn't want us to be in, whatever. And mind you, when she said that, I was like, what a dumb thing to say. What a dumb thing to say. Like, we live in a world where people do things for money. Money makes the world go round, okay? Or to gain something, like material, emotional, whatever, entertainment, whatever. And for me, it was just like, to not let you in. And she has her name on the list. Like, what the fuck? Me not letting you in, what is going to bring me? Like, what will be the purpose of me them being outside of the door? They are in front of the door. Let me wait 15 minutes just to, you know, just to what? We started to argue, and 2 against 1. I didn't have any problem with that, because I had been in a fight with 2 girls at the same time. So it's not a problem. It's not a problem at all. The only thing is that my roommate, I kept telling her, you know why I need to sleep. You know why I need to sleep. Like, you know. And to me, it was just like, you see me not sleeping. You know the history of what I'm going through. You come up to me sometimes and ask me how am I doing, and I'm starting to cry because I don't know what's going on with me. I can't sleep, eczema, whatever. And now you want some, you didn't do anything. What's wrong with you? No, what's wrong with you, bitch. What's wrong with you? So anyway, at some point her friend went into her room or the bathroom, it was the same area. Roommate and I started to lower our tone and started to talk. Then her friend came back talking shit to me and I was just like, no, wait, hold on. Hold on. You feel that comfortable to come back talking shit? I could feel that she was holding a grudge over this money situation, but to me, and that's why I wanted to ask you guys, if you were in that same situation, what is wrong to ask for the person who's earning more money that you and your roommate are going to earn? The person is 5 years older than you. That time I talked about it to some people. They did agree with me, and some of them told me, no, you should insist. But to me, it was just like, I'm fine with it. It's okay. If it's a no, it's a no. So yeah, I wanted to have your opinion on that. I didn't understand, because if you're saying no and I'm not talking about it anymore, not insisting, not bitching about it, why are you holding a grudge? So let me know down below what you think about it. To me, I didn't see anything wrong with it, see anything wrong with moving forward, because it wasn't that deep of a situation. Just thought about win-win-win for everybody, but some people are not like that. So yeah, that's it. Moving on, there was my birthday, and you know, I never was the type of person to go out on every weekend, but on my birthday I wanted to go out, and the only thing was that I had a little bit of eczema. So we went out. When I came back, I couldn't sleep at all. I was only sleeping 2-3 hours a night, so it started to build some stress on me, because I was like, no. In a few days, I'm starting to work at H&M. I need to be on my best. I need to feel the best. Oh yeah, I couldn't sleep, eczema on and off, and we started working at H&M. That, you know, when I'm telling you things like that, obviously you cannot understand. Didn't go through those kind of things. I mean, most of you, but you know, mind and body is related. And to give you an example, at H&M, somebody was buying something, was taking care of the sale, and as I handed over the plastic bag, I cut my finger, and it was to the point where there was blood on her bag. Well, of course, I apologized to the consumer. My body was sensitive to that point. You know, everything about me was sensitive to that point. So I apologized. The customer was like, no, it's fine. Go check your finger. So I took the elevator and I crossed my co-workers, who were like, I don't even have the word, I don't even care. They were so dumb and annoying and really not about the money. Like me, anytime I'm working in a company, I'm always on some, you and I are here to bring money to the company and to have our own money. So everything you're building around it is just unnecessary, because it doesn't bring any money. So what are we talking about? They were always doing those kind of things. Like I would talk to somebody, have a laugh, you know, co-workers talk, co-workers discussion, whatever. And when people would be around, act like stunned on me or whatever. And I was just like, we're just working. It's nothing more. Like, what the fuck is wrong with those people? I was on the first floor, and on the first floor there was lingerie, accessories, Divided, and H&M. And on the ground floor, it was really more about all the trendy pieces and the designers' collaboration with H&M. One day, one of the co-workers came up to me, directly to me, on the first floor and said, Marie, we need help. Could you help us downstairs? So I said, yeah, sure, why not? I put what I was doing aside and went downstairs. She went ahead, and as I was coming down from the escalator, I heard her saying to the ground floor co-workers, yeah, she was waiting for it. Yeah, she was waiting for it. When I heard that, I was just like, so really? I couldn't stay on my floor just working. You needed me to go down to entertain your bullshit. You needed me to go down to entertain your bullshit. Also, I was like, yeah, but waiting for what? It's not like those people who give me like capital information about H&M and the way to do my job. It's not like those people will give me crucial information about fashion or about H&M. And what I mean by that is that any information they had about H&M, sales advisor job at H&M, I could have also get it from the sales advisor at H&M Children. You know, like It was like, yeah, we were working in the trendiest floor, so basically we were in the world. And I was like, yeah, no thank you, because I was dealing with a lot of things and I didn't need that on top of that. I mean, a few things happened, and when I left H&M, after a while, I have seen that all the co-workers that were on some bullshit were transferred into other H&M in Brussels, actually. It was that level of bullshit. Honestly, it could have been some type of bullying, but I will not name it that way because I didn't receive it that way, meaning that I had so many things, you know, not sleeping, whatever, roommate, that I wasn't even checking for it. It was just like, this is not a money-oriented type of environment, you know? Like, therefore, I'm not really interested. I'm good, Gucci, you name it. I don't give a fuck. Basically, even if I couldn't sleep, even if I had eczema on some days, even if I had coworkers being a pain in the ass, even if I had my roommate and her friend being whatever they were being, I was still giving 100% at H&M. And you know, the plastic bag and the blood situation, just one situation amongst other regarding me and what I was going through at that time. So I decided to resign from H&M, and I resigned because it's strange to say that actually on YouTube, but whatever. Resigned because I started to have flatulence. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's yeah, I was starting to fart in an uncontrollable manner, which means without even knowing it. Basically, one day I was, coming down. I was working on the ground floor as a backup, and I started to realize that I was farting. When I realized that, I went to the manager and I said, I'm sorry because you gave us long-term contract, which they never do at H&M. Normally you do 3 months, 6 months, 6 months, and then maybe 1 year, whatever. But we came into the corporation with long-term contracts, and he gave me that type of contract because he saw my profile and really thought it was interesting for me to work at H&M. But I said to him, like, I really can't do it. Like, I explained what happened with the plastic bag and blood, and even the co-workers, I explained a little bit about their bullshit. And now I basically said I want to resign because I'm so stressed and there's so many things going on that I'm starting to fart. I don't have, like, it's to the point where I'm so stressed that I don't have any control on my rectum. Sorry to talk about it, but yeah. Farting without even knowing that you're farting. What's next? You know, you have to, yeah, it was the limit, you know. I was like, no, I just need to rest or something, you know? So I resigned. The moment I resigned, I started to sleep a little bit better and feel a little bit better. Prior to that, I was always going to H&M, but after having worked there, I didn't go in H&M for like 6 months or more. Like, honestly, I don't, yeah. Even prior to see somebody I had worked with in that particular H&M that was transferred into another H&M, just passing the door of H&M would give me anxiety and would bring me back to that state, you know. But it's not, maybe it's not, you know, the whole experience with H&M, but the whole experience reminded me of everything that was going on, I guess. Yeah, that's what happened. And with my roommates, it went to the point where we had a discussion, and I said to her, you are so fake. So fake. It disgusts me. You're so fake. I want to throw you off the balcony. That's how disgusting your fakeness is. I want to throw you off the balcony. Yeah, I told her that. And I don't even want to, you know, be on some, I had a paranoiac episode or whatever my state was, and I don't want to use it like a justification. Yeah, I said that because I was feeling like that. No, I said it. After a few days, we had another conversation because I decided to part our ways, because even though I meant it, you don't say that to people. I'm always on some, either you do it, either you don't. You're not going to give threats to people just like that. And I'm not saying that, you know, you should throw people off a balcony. On some real shit, it was wrong for me to say, even though it crossed my mind, so I apologize. When I feel like I should, I'll do it, no problem. So she accepted my apology, and then she went on saying that, you know, even though we weren't going to live together anymore, she still wanted to be friends with me, and she you know, cared for the relationship and whatever. And I said to her, yeah, but not me though. Like, I don't care for the relationship at this point. I really don't. To me, it was just like, I still think that you are one of the fakest person in the world, and if everybody around you doesn't know it, fine. It's really fine. I really don't give a fuck. Fine. But me, I know, and I'm really not interested in that. To explain things and give anecdotes in my next personal video. I thought it was strange, you know, you have somebody who is saying that they want to throw you off the balcony because you're so fake, it disgusts them, and like 2 minutes after you're like, yeah, but I care about a friendship, your friendship is valuable, whatever. I'm sure it was valuable, but no thank you very much. Me, you threaten me to do something, whatever your state, I'll be like, back it up a little bit, you know, like whatever your state was, give me some time to process. But yeah, wasn't the case for her. One thing I have to say though is that it's a good thing to, you know, stay hydrated. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good reminder as well. And the whole thing was that I wasn't sleeping, and the result of that, amongst other results, was that my brain wasn't oxygenating enough. You know, I would drink like I was in the Sahara, whatever. It was a lot of things: dehydrated, lack of sleep, eczema, environment issues, stress, anxiety, flatulence. But yeah, it wasn't just me not being hydrated enough. It was just more on the brain function due to the lack of sleep, actually.